Yeah. So in the last class, we are discussing about that in the UVM. Okay. In the UVM, we are discussing about built-in methods. Huh? So these are the built-in methods we are discussing. Okay. So these are the built-in methods we are discussing. Mm, yeah, one second. Yeah. I think I wrote in one second. UVM built-in methods. Okay. These are the built-in methods we already seen in the last class. So if you see the built-in methods, so that means here component A and component B are there. These are the built-in functions. Okay. So like copy, clone, compare, convert to string, print, sprint, record, pack, unpack. These are nothing but built-in functions. Okay. Uh, so we already seen this how we are copying this. Today we'll see about this built-in functions. One program related to built-in function. One second, I'm opening this. Yeah, DB code, UVM, UVM programs. Okay. Mm. One second. So, I did modify it. Okay. Copy code. Copy code and copy overriding. Mm, okay. So copy we already seen, I think. So this is copy. Okay. So you are copying these values. This copy we already seen. And copy using macros. Okay, this is copy using macros. Okay, so there are the built-in functions you have copy using the macros. Okay, I think this is copy using macros. We already see. That means here this is normal copy method. Okay, this is normal copy code. We already seen in the last class. Normal copy code, and this is copy using macros. Okay, so here if you see copy using macros. So you need to include the header files and these tick include UVM macros.svh, import UVM package. Okay, these are the classes, and here, so I think this also we did. I think so. So transaction, this we seen in the last class. Okay, uh, component overriding, component overriding also. Okay, we'll see about the do copy method. Okay, this is nothing but do copy method. Okay, do copy method is a means it's a built-in function. Okay, do copy method we'll see. Okay, so so if you see the do copy method, this is the function. So this is header files, and I'm initializing the properties rand bit ID and 3 down to 0, rand bit 7 down to 0, rand bit 7 down to 0, data 1, and rand bit 7 down to 0, data 2. So this is the manual constructor. Okay, function new string name equal to my transaction super dot new and name end function. Okay, so here this is a deep copy. Here I'm using casting. Okay, so casting means what? Suppose uh, so like I can so this is RHS is nothing but the parent class, and RHS underscore is nothing but a child class. So I can get the properties of child class to the parent class by using the data type called casting. Okay, so this is casting. So next, so here if not of cast RHS underscore equal to RHS, then we need to do copy. Okay, or otherwise casting fails. Okay, and so I'm using this dot id equal to RHS underscore dot id. Okay, so by using this, I'm inheriting the contents of properties of child class into parent class by using this casting. Okay, so here I included one handle. Okay, my transaction RHS underscore this is my handle, and so this is the parent class, and whatever the parent class is there, I'm copying into uh, child class handle, that is copying into parent class handle. Okay, so by using the casting, I'm copying. Okay, so this one, if you execute this, so in the module TB, my transaction, so these values I'm copying. Okay, so here if you see. manual copy and module TB and my transaction. Okay, in module TB, I'm writing my transaction one, transaction two, and I'm calling these objects. I'm creating these objects for with the help of new, and these values I'm initialized to transaction ID. Okay, so after copy, what will be the function? We'll see. Okay, so if you run this code in the EDA playground, end class and then module, so copy this. Okay, and I'm opening the EDA playground. EDA playground. So I'm logging this. In the tools and simulators, you need to consider the Aldec Rivera and languages UVM. You need to select UVM 1.2 and just you need to copy this code. Okay, and run this code. So I want to print that values, no? So dollar display ID equal to percentage B. So percentage B means what? Double one, double zero will get. Data equal to 55 I'll get. Okay. In terms of hexadecimal. Data underscore one equal to AA I'm getting. Data underscore two equal to BB. Okay. Suppose in the where suppose if you consider example and so using so that means here by using this I'm copying the so whatever the child class are there, I'm copying into parent class and I'm executing this. Okay, so I'm getting these values. And next, if you see do clone, okay, do clone. Okay, so here do copy. What I am doing means here do copy. So I'll show you how you are doing this copy. Do copy. So normally, yeah. So do copy. So what you are doing means in do copy, yeah. Do copy. Do underscore copy. Okay, so you are creating that means a function void do underscore copy UVM underscore object RHS. Okay, update RHS. Okay, and you are creating a uh, function virtual function uh, void do underscore copy and UVM, okay, UVM underscore object RHS, okay, and I'm copying object 2 dot copy bracket object 1, copy bracket object 1, and this dot id equal to RHS dot id, okay, and next this dot data equal to what? RHS dot data. Okay. So that means so we already seen in the oops. Okay. We already seen in the oops. We can inherit the child class parent class properties to the child class. Okay. But we cannot inherit the child class properties to the parent class. Okay, child class properties to the parent class. Okay, so parent class, so that means here how to inherit the child class properties to parent class means here we can't access the child class properties to the parent class. Okay, so basically so for accessing the child class properties to the parent class, you need to go with a concept called casting. Okay, concept called casting. Okay, so here what I am doing, so basically we are performing the casting. So that means I am performing, so that means I'm writing one more handle, my txn, okay, my TXN, this RHS underscore, okay, RHS underscore. So that means if not of uh, cached, dollar cached. So this is RHS, okay, dollar cached. That is RHS comma underscore RHS, okay, begin underscore RHS begin, okay. So I'm using the macro UVM. So that is fate fate ID, okay, fate ID. Do copy, okay, do underscore copy and casting fails, casting casting failed into copy, do underscore copy, do underscore copy, okay, and end. Okay, here what is happening? That means here this is parent class handle. Okay, this is actually my parent class handle. Okay, parent class handle, and this is my child class handle. Okay, so this RHS underscore is there, no? This is a normal RHS. Okay, so this is RHS handle. This is nothing but child class handle. Okay, child class handle. So here what I am doing means by using the casting, I am inheriting the properties of what child class handle to the parent class handle. Okay, I am inheriting the properties from the child class handle to the parent class. So in the program also, if you see, so if you see in the program, so where I'm using, so that means I'm creating one do, so the void do underscore copy UVM project RHS my TXN RHS. Okay, I'm creating a handle. So that means if not of cached RHS underscore comma RHS. Okay, RHS is nothing but parent class handle and RHS underscore is nothing but child class handle. So I'm copying the content, inheriting the properties of what properties of child class into parent class by using a casting. Okay, so when I do this casting, then only it will be copied. So that means RHS. That means so it will come into the parent class handle that properties, and I can how I can initialize means this dot ID equal to RHS underscore ID. Okay, this is nothing but what parent class handle. Okay, parent class variables, and RHS underscore is nothing but child class. So like this, I'm initializing. After that, I'm displaying. Okay, and after that I'm writing the handle and I'm creating the object and I'm assigning the values. Okay, and directly I'm copying. So how I'm copying? th2 dot copy th1. Okay, display th2 after copy and th2 equal to dot print. Okay, so like this, that means here what happening means here if you see, that means uh, here RHS dot data is there, no? RHS dot data, it is copied into this data. Okay, this is nothing but what? Local property. Okay, this is nothing but local property. Okay, and RHS dot ID is copied into this local property, this local property. Okay, and after that there is the object. Okay, so object will be like means augmented or assigned to this RHS. This object will be assigned to this object, and next, so next this object 2. So object 2 you are calling a you are, so that means with this object 2 you are calling this do copy, you're calling this do copy. So internally in do copy, some operations will be done. So when you are doing this copy operation, it will go into the do copy and it will do all the copy related operations. Okay. So that is nothing but RHS. This is a do copy. Okay. We can do the do copy. Okay. And last class we already seen the in the by using macros, we already seen the flags. No. So what are those flags? Flags we already seen. What are those flags? Those flags are UVM underscore all on. Okay, all on. UV underscore all on. So this is every operation is performed in this flag. Okay. So the all on is nothing but every operation that is performed in this flag. Okay. And next you have UVM underscore default. UVM underscore default. Okay. UVM underscore default means what? No operation will be performed, no operation will be performed. Okay, no operation will be performed. Okay, and next you have UVM underscore no copy. No copy. No copy means what? No copy operation is performed. Okay. And UVM underscore no compare. No compare. No compare means what? No comparison operation is performed. Okay. And UVM underscore no print. No print means what? No print operation is performed. Okay. And UVM underscore no pack. No pack is performed. Okay. So these all are like, so that means these are nothing but which are there in the macros. Okay. So we already seen that is do copy, do underscore copy method. Okay. Do underscore copy method. Okay. So that means how we are doing do copy. So one is by field macros, by using field macros. We already seen that by using field macros. And next one is by using do underscore copy. Do underscore copy. Okay. So one second. I'll open this PPT. Yeah. DV core. UVM. Yeah. This is so here we already seen all those things. And here do compare and next here do copy. Okay. So UVM components and do copy. So what is the do copy? Do copy method is a protected virtual function that must overridden by the user in a derived classes to define how the object fields are copied. Okay. So this is the actual copying logic for all class members implemented. Okay. So that is nothing but do underscore copy. Okay. Do underscore copy and we already seen by using macros also we already seen no last class I think so, or that also I will show you. Okay. So UVM programs, that is copy code using macros. Okay, I think this we already seen in the last class. Okay, copy code we using the macros, and this is nothing but copy code by using do copy. Okay, do underscore copy method. Okay, and do copy method two you take. Okay, method two. Okay, what is this method two means? Here, here what you are doing. So this is method two. Do copy. So here if you see, I'm initializing the properties and I'm using the manual constructor by using function new string name equal to my txn and super dot new name and win function. So here also like I'm saying I'm taking the same, but here directly I'm copying these values into tx2. Okay, directly I'm copying into tx2. So this is nothing but mm, so basically I'm doing the do copy method. Okay, so so that is do copy method. Okay, and next we'll see the clone method. What is this clone method? We'll see clone method. Yeah, so we'll see the clone method. So what is this clone in the UVM? Okay, clone. Suppose clone method in the UVM. Okay, so clone method. Let us take copy. So in copy, okay, when you are doing this copy, so this will calling. Okay, this will calling which function? Do underscore copy method internally. Okay, method internally. Okay, normally this clone also it will call the do copy, it will call the do copy internally. Okay, but what is the difference means here normally suppose if you consider, suppose copy in the copy uh, you have object one equal to new and object 2 equal to what? New. Okay, so that means in this object 2, so suppose if you remove this, okay, if you comment this, okay, so that object 2 equal to object 1 dot copy. When you do this, okay, when you do this, so what will happen we'll see. Okay, so that do copy only that program will see. So we seen in the EDA playground now, that is deep do copy. Okay, where that object is created. One second. Mm, do copy method 2 if you see, do copy method 2. Yeah, method 2. Where the object is created. Object 1 is Mm, TX1 second. That is two copy method or copy using macros if you take. Mm, yeah, so this one I'm taking. Okay, copy using macros I'm taking. Okay, suppose I'm copying this. Okay, I'm pasting in the EDA playground. Okay, I'm pasting in the EDA playground. Suppose here what I will do. Here you have initial begin. My txn equal to what? Tx1 comma tx2. Okay, this tx2 equal to what? New of tx2, no? So this I will comment. Okay, this I will comment. Okay, or this I will comment and I will run. Okay, what I will get I will observe. Okay, so what you are getting? 1 second. You should get some fatal error. Okay, why? Because object 2 is not created. Okay, you see here, you got a fatal error during the simulation. Okay, what is that fatal error? Fatal error runtime UVM dot svh null pointer. Okay, what is this null pointer? That means object 1 is created. Okay, that is tx1 object 1 is created, but object 2 is not created. So with without creating the object 2, how you can copy? Okay, that is nothing but you are getting the fatal error. Okay, you are getting the fatal error, so that's why you are going into clone. Okay, so clone method, what you are doing in the clone method, that is built-in method. Okay, so if you see in the ppt clone method, yeah. So what is this clone method? This is built-in method function, and clone method in UVM creates return a new object to the deep copy. So whether you are creating the object or not by using clone method, so it will create one object to the deep copy. Okay. So that means it is essentially the combination of creating the new object using the factory or calling the copy method on that object. Okay. So that is clone method. So why use clone method? When we want to make a new instance that looks exactly like existing one, we use clone method. Okay. So we don't have to manually create the object, but by using clone method internally it will be created the object. Okay, so that is nothing but clone method. Okay, so we'll see one example related to clone method. So even though object is not there, so during that copy, when you are doing the do copy, you will get error. Okay, you are getting fatal error, that is nothing but null pointer. Okay, so in the clone method, whether you have the object or not, internally it will create one a new copy. Okay, that is nothing but clone method. Okay, so we'll see the clone method. What is this? Do underscore clone method. Okay, this is let us see this program. So here you see same thing. I included the header files, and after that I included the properties. Okay, after that manual constructor, and this is like casting the by using casting. I'm inheriting the properties of parent child class to parent class. Okay, and after that, so here what I will do, see here. So I not wherever, so I not created any object here. So here manually clone method for UVM conversion. So I'm using virtual function UVM underscore object underscore clone. Okay. So my transaction equal to new object equal to what? New. Okay. That is nothing but one object I created. Okay. So second object I'm not created. Okay. So that means new underscore object dot copy dot this means this will deep copy from the current object. Okay, and return the new object. So that means internally it will create a separate object by using the clone method. Okay, so if I execute this, okay, 1 second. Yeah, so if I execute this, these remaining all are same only. Like you are using this new, just to copy this, and so just to will run in the EDA playground. Yeah, where I got the outputs by using clone method. One second. Yeah, I got the outputs now. ID equal to what? 1100, data equal to 55, data underscore 1 equal to AA, and data underscore 2 equal to BP. Okay, I got these outputs by using the clone method. Okay, that is about the clone method. Okay, and so that means even though you are not creating any object to, so internally it will create one copy by using the clone method. Okay, both are means calling this do copy only, but the difference is when you are not creating object to, so what happens internally it will create the separate thing, separate copy by using the clone method. Okay, and next we will see the compare. Okay, these are inbuilt functions, UVM inbuilt functions. Compare. Okay, so compare. The compare method is UVM is to compare the two UVM objects, derived objects for the field equality. It declares in the base class. So all are declared in the base class only, UVM underscore object. Okay. So this is the syntax. Virtual function bit compare UVM underscore object RHS UVM underscore compare. There is a comparer. So there is a comparer that is equal to null. Okay. So that means if both are equal, so what it will do, it will, so if both are equal means it will return 1. Okay. If both are not equal means it will return 0. Okay. So both are equal means it will return none, 1, and if both are not equal means it will return 0. Okay. So internally what it will do, internally it will call the overridden do underscore compare, and this is actually field wise comparison. Okay. Field wise comparison. That is nothing but compare. So do compare method is meant for overriding in the your custom class in provide the actual field by the field logic. Okay, that is do compare. Okay, so we'll see the do compare program. Suppose clone method is over now. Clone method compare. Okay, so compare I can do the compare with macros. I can do the compare with do copy, do underscore copy. This is the program. I am comparing the I'm comparing with macros. Okay, so if you see this program, so here if you see, so this is the header file, and this is the properties, and this is a function I'm declaring, and here what I am declaring UVM underscore. So that means I need to create what ID. No, how I am creating by using a macros. I am creating in the UVM factory by this one tick UVM underscore object underscore utils begin my transaction. Okay, and UVM underscore field int ID is UVM all on, and UVM all on. Okay, data also UVM all on. Data also UVM all on means I told you, no. So these are the flags. Every operation is performed in this flag. Okay, every operation is performed in this flag. All on means what? Every operation is performed in the flags, and uh, and tick UVM objects utils end. Okay, this is end class. I'm using macros. Okay, module DB initial. I am initializing two transactions. Those are the handles. Okay. My transaction TX1 and TX2, and creating the object, and I'm assigning the values. Okay. I'm assigning the values to transaction 2 also. Okay. And I'm comparing. Okay. For transaction 1, I'm assigning the values. For transaction 2, I'm assigning the values. Okay. I'm assigning the same values only. Okay. I'm assigning the same values only, and I'm using what do compare. So if for transaction one dot compare transaction two, okay, it will display what transaction matches. Else dollar display transaction does not match end module. Okay, so here if you see, uh, so I'm copying this. Just I'm copying this. So here you paste this. Okay, run this code. So what output you will get, we'll see. Yeah, so you got the output transaction match. Transaction match. So I'm comparing the two objects, that is TX1 and TX2. So transaction match. Suppose if I change the value, suppose one value I will change. Suppose here I am giving, let us take BB. Okay, BB I am giving and running this code. Transaction does not match. So I'm getting transaction does not match. Okay. Suppose suppose transaction does not match. I got no. Here I wrote CC also, CC only. Suppose here what I will do, I will I will remove this. Okay, I will remove this. Okay, I will remove this and I will remove. So begin and end. Okay, I will remove this and I will remove this one also. Okay, this one also. Okay, begin also I will remove and I will check the whether what is running. I will check. Okay, I remove the macros. Okay, whether it is working or not. I am getting okay. I'll remove this also. Whether I'm getting the code or yeah. So when you remove the macros, it is by default it is giving what transaction match. Okay, by default it will give transaction match. Okay, so when you give the macros also, it is by default it is giving that value as transaction match. That you need to remember. Okay, so this is about the compare. Okay, compare by using macros. Suppose compare using this do underscore copy. So compare do underscore copy if you take. So this is my header file and these are the handles and this is my function and do compare. So what I am doing, so virtual function bit do underscore compare. Okay. UVM object RHS and UVM underscore comparer. Okay. So what is my transaction? This is nothing but my transaction RHS underscore. Okay. This is my child class. Okay. And which status equal to 1 and status equal to super dot do compare RHS dot comparer. So here I'm comparing. Okay. If so that means by using casting, I'm copying the properties of child class to the parent class. Okay. And after that, so in the TB module TB, I'm initializing two handles and I'm creating the object and for transaction 1 I'm giving some values and transaction 2 I'm giving some values and if transaction 1 dot compare transaction 2 then it will display transaction match else if it will display transaction do not match. Okay, so this is a compare by using do copy. Okay, so just here copy this and paste in the EDA playground, run this code. So I'm giving both equal. So whether I'm getting different symbol of where I'm getting alignment. One second. Tick now. Yeah, tick. I need to give things. One second. Do copy. Compare do copy method. Copy this and paste this. Run this. Where I'm getting undefined, unspecified argument is used as argument does not have default value size 22, 23, 24, 25. I'll see 22, 22. Compare ID. Mm, that is equal to compare full ID underscore ID. Okay, to copy method and compare to copy method. Yeah, yeah, this one I will see and I will tell you. Okay. Do underscore copy and some error I'm getting. Okay, that is nothing but compare. Compare you can do with what with macros and as well as with respect to do underscore copy. Okay, and next is convert to string. Okay, convert to string in UVM. Okay, convert to string means what? This will convert suppose convert the method virtual function of UVM object base class and it will return some string. Okay, it will return some string representation of the object using logging method. Okay, so that means here suppose uh, yeah, compare, clone and yeah. So here you have virtual function string convert to string. This function return the string. Okay, this will convert the string. Okay, so this is helps to debug the logs. So it is make easier to print the object contents with UVM underscore information or UVM underscore error, etc. Okay, this will allow the forming the dumping fields without manually formatting each other. Okay, these are compared to string. Okay, so like there is a difference between dollar display and so dollar display means what directly whatever you are writing in the double quotes that will be printed. No, directly it will print to the console. Okay, it's like same as what printf. Okay, dollar display we already seen in the SV, UVM, and as well as this Verilog. Okay, that is dollar display. Okay, so that means it is a printed textual directly into simulation output console. Okay, there is one more thing that is nothing but dollar is formatf. Okay, so this dollar is formatf is nothing but formats a string. Okay, this will not this does not print. It will formats a string. Okay, so that means it returns a formatted string instead of printing it. Okay, it will return a formatted string instead of printing this. Okay, this is useful to store the results in a variables or pass into other functions like dollar write or dollar display like that. Okay, so suppose example, suppose here if you see dollar display value of a is percentage d comma a if you take, so it will display what the value of a is, that whatever the value you are getting. Okay, but if you consider dollar is a format string, so it will display like in terms of string. Okay, the value of a is what it will returns a format string instead of printing. Okay, that means it will this value will be assigned to string. Suppose string s and s equal to dollar s format f. So these values are assigned to string. Okay, it will be formatted into string instead of printing. Okay, this is nothing but dollar s format f. Okay, format f. So by default you won't override convert to string. It will return empty string. Okay, so you must be override to make meaningful. Okay, so this is a default behavior, and so with respect to what convert to string we'll see. Okay, this program convert to string, convert to string if you see. So this is the header file, and these are the properties, and this is the function. And here what I am doing, s equal to dollar s format f, id equal to percentage b, data equal to percentage h, data 1 equal to percentage h, data 2 equal to percentage h, id data 1 data 2, and return as end function and end class. Okay, so this like so I'm displaying that transaction as a string percentages, this one, and a UVM report. So this will execute. What I will get, we'll see. Just to copy this and paste in the EDA playground. Just run this. Yeah, it is displaying these values. ID equal to 1010, data equal to 70, and data underscore 1 equal to A2, and data underscore 2 equal to 1B. Okay, that whatever the values I gave, okay, that is it is displaying. Okay, so that is the convert to string. And next is you have print. Okay, print in UVM. I think print in UVM. 1 second. Mm, okay, so print in UVM. You have yeah, print in UVM. Print method is to display the content in UVM object or component in standard output or console. Okay, so there is you are using a do print, do underscore print. Okay, and so you'll use a macro like a UVM underscore field underscore int or UVM underscore field underscore object. Okay, in the print. Okay, so like when you are printing, so the default value is UVM underscore default underscore table printer is default printer. Okay, Table printer is default printer. This is nothing but UVM underscore default underscore tree means it will display in terms of tree, and UVM underscore default underscore line means it will be displayed in terms of line. Okay, we'll see with one example. What is that print function? Okay, print function. This tree underscore printer. Okay, so see here, if you observe this print function, so these are inbuilt functions, okay, for the UVM. So header file, and these are the properties, and here you wrote the function, and here you are using the macros for each and every ID, data, data one, data two, all UVM all on, and in the module TB initial begin, and you are initializing the means you are calling this object. That means you are initializing the handle, and with that handle you are creating the object. After that you are so you are like including these variables. Okay, you want to print. So how you are printing? Standard UM printing method shows that tx1 dot print. Okay, tx1 dot print. So if you want to print this, okay, how it will be printed? So here just you are copying this, and if you paste in the EDA playground, so how it will print, we'll observe. Yeah, I'm getting error. Okay, one second. Print tree printer will see. This one you see. Okay, printer. Yeah, one second. If you see the tree printer, tree printer. So copy this and paste this, run this. Yeah, it will print like a tree. See here. So how it is printing? Where I get see here. It is printing like a tree. See here. TX1, my transaction 335. ID is tick H9, and data is tick HAA. Data 1 is tick HBB. Data 2 equal to HCC. Okay. So this is like this it is printing. And this print it should print. Okay. Which one? This print function. One more time I will execute. Okay. This print function. Just copy this and paste in the DDA playground. Run this code. Yeah, see here. So normal print means, so how it is printing? Name, type, size, and value. Okay. So name. So what is my name? TX1. Okay. Type is what? My TXN. And here size is how much it is not representing any size. Value is what internally it is giving some value 335. Okay. And next name ID. Type is internal. Size is 4. And tick H9. So H9 is nothing but hexadecimal value is how much? 9. No. So 9 means 1001. What is the size? 4. Okay. It will give the size in terms of binary only. Okay. And next data. Name is data, and type is integral, and the size is 8. Tick AA. AA is nothing but what? 1010 8 bits. Okay. And data underscore 1. This is the name and type and value. Okay. Size is 8 and value is BB. Okay. Similarly, data underscore 2 integral 8. So this is size is 8 and H. So it is like when you are giving tx1 dot print, so it will print in a tabular form. Normally it will print in a tabular form. Okay. So this is nothing but tabular form. Okay. I told you, no. So this printing. So default is nothing but what? Table printer. Okay. Table printer. Okay. So here in the built-in function, you can write the table printer also. Okay. So that means you can write default is nothing but UVM underscore default underscore table printer. No. So here you can write a printer function, or you can write UVM underscore one second, just like it, UVM underscore default default underscore. So what is my function? UVM underscore default underscore table underscore printer. Okay. Table table underscore printer, printer. Okay. If you run this, it will execute in tabular format only. Yeah, you're getting error. Okay. Suppose if you want to see line printer, okay, line printer, okay. So suppose if I want to see tree printer, so in this I told you, previously you are getting in terms of tree, okay, print tree. So that means UVM underscore default underscore tree underscore printer you need to give, okay. It will execute in terms of tree, okay. And line printer means what? Line printer means so that same code. So here what you need to do, that same code whatever I explained. Here you need to give tx1 dot print um underscore default underscore line printer. Okay, it will print in terms of lines only. Okay, that is line printer. So when you execute this, when you copy this and see in the link this one EDA playground and you run this, yeah, it will be printed like a line. See here. TX1, my TX1 335, ID is tick H9, data is tick HAA, and data underscore 1 is HBB, data underscore 2 is HCC. It is within one line, it is printed. Okay, within one line, it is printed. Suppose if it is tree means previously I showed, no. So if it is tree means just copy this and it will copy in terms of like a tree. Okay, it will print in terms of tree. Okay, so if you run this, default is table only. Okay, default is what? So default is this table only. So that means UVM underscore default underscore table printer. This is my default printer. Okay, so if you see here, yeah, see here, it is displaying in terms of tree. Previously normal printer is nothing but what? Table. Okay, just if you remove this, okay, if you remove this and if you run this, it will display in terms of table. Okay, default is a table. Yeah, it will be displayed in terms of table. Okay, like this. Okay, uh, so this is about the print functions. Okay, do print. Okay, do print in uniform is a virtual method defined in UVM. It gets called internally. Okay, when you are printing, so when you are calling this print or a sprint, so it will go into that this calling this the internal function, that is do underscore print. Okay, so that means by default you use the field macros. Okay, uh, so when you are using this field macros, don't need to use override do underscore print. Okay, so but if you don't use macros or want to customize the printing, you need to override do underscore print. Okay, so syntax for do print is this one. Okay, virtual function void do underscore print UVM underscore printer. Okay, this is do underscore printer. Common printer methods are their usage. Print field. So print field means here you have print dot print underscore print adder dollar bits. Dollar bits is this is size. Okay, this is UVM underscore h. Okay, so that means this function will print some values, integral fields like bit or int. Okay, like that. Okay, so this is about the built-in functions. Okay, so in the built-in functions, first what we have seen in the built-in functions, first we have seen the copy. Okay, create method we already seen, and next clone method. I think copy also we already seen. Okay, copy, create a clone, and why you are using clone, compare. Okay, compare, convert to string. Okay, these are inbuilt function, convert to string. And what is the difference between display and s format f we already seen. Okay, and next we seen the convert to string, printf, print also we did seen. Okay, what is a print and how it is printing in terms of tree printer, table printer, and line printer, and what is do printer. Okay, and next we seen about the this print fields. Okay, so this is about today's session. One second.